Tell me that you're pregnant to send you some money. Then I don't hear from you. We having a baby together. We have to talk.
Who said we're having a baby?
So you saying it's not mine?
I'm saying there's no baby to discuss.
So you were never pregnant?
There's no baby to discuss because I got rid of it.
What? You know how I felt about having a baby.
So you really thought I was gonna have a baby with the man that married my mother? So she could play stepmom and grandma? Be so for real. Maybe you should have married somebody younger and not for business purposes.
So what was the purpose of you telling me that you were pregnant then?
So you can feel exactly how I feel. Sick to your stomach.
You serious?
Go back home to Grace.
How can you make a decision like that without including me?
Have you not heard of my body, my choice? Get out.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. God dang. I mean, just to let you know, I just really want to reassure you men out here, we are not all like that. We're not all like that. But however, accountability goes to our next guest as well, because he was so trifling to see with the woman's daughter in the first place. But we're gonna get into that. But that was a snippet from the movie called We Different. That's starring our guest today as well as Misha Lachey. So please make sure that you tune into Tubi, and that's where you're going to see a lot of my next guest movies. I mean, he stays working. I mean, he said that he forgo a certain event because of the fact that he has some scripts to read. So he is really dedicated to his craft, and so hey, you definitely got to give him kudos to that. So I'm really is a privilege to sit down with him, and I appreciate him making the time to come through for us today. So let me present to you. I had to make sure that I had on a bra for this, so I want to present to you to others, Quentin Sharpe. Here we go. And here he is in the building, y'all. Quentin Sharpe in the building. I'm sure you may not recognize the name, but I'm sure you've seen his face. There he is. So Quentin Sharpe, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it. Actually, I haven't done an interview in over a year plus. Yeah. So,
Hey, oh,
mm.
oh, thank you so much. And I'm curious, and I always like to ask some of my guests this. What made you decide to accept my invite in particular?
Well, again, like I said, I haven't done an interview in over a year plus, and then I have so many projects that I've done since the last interview, and I just felt that it was time. It's time to let the world know things I have going on, and stuff like that. So, timing is everything.
True. And I'm so glad that I'm so glad that you took the time to use my little piece of platform to not only just kind of give more of yourself, but give more of what you do out here in these streets. Because we want the people to know, what you're all about and the work that you've done. And I've seen it all because Sable Point, just woman to woman. And shout out to Tonja Ayers. I interviewed with her. I don't know
Right.
if you caught that. So I interviewed with her a couple of weeks ago. So shout out
Yeah.
to her. And so yes, so I appreciate you being here. I mean, it's a blessing for me, and it is not taken for granted. And I say that all the time because I mean it. Damn it.
And let me go back and let me correct you a little bit. When you said a little piece of platform, no, 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 no. You're not in a little piece of platform. I mean, you interviewed some great people, and little do you know, when I say little do you know, but it's a lot of people that's watching every aspect of the film industry now. I mean, even including like the podcast. I had a podcast for 5 years, and
Mm,
we stopped. Yeah, myself and Sheila Shop. She does the wardrobe styling for a lot of independent, including Tanja. And we had to slow down because of our schedule was so hectic. But yeah, no, no, this is very important.
yeah,
Yes.
it is. And I thank you for that. By the way, I was just so modest. I'd be so modest, but it's a blessing because I've been doing this YouTube thing. Excuse me, it'd be a year next month. So
Okay.
it's just a blessing to sit with so many people, and I do other content in between as well. So
Yeah.
but this right here, these interviews are such like a focal point for me, and I just really am grateful for that.
Yeah.
But Quentin, so how I like to normally start off is I like
Mhm.
to start from the beginning. The middle part, we can start from the middle, right? We gotta start from the beginning.
That's right.
And the beginning, yeah. Are you from Detroit, by the way? I can seem like a lot of Tubi actors from Detroit, so I don't want to
Yes.
generalize. Are you?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
oh,
From
what? Oh,
Detroit.
oh, what
Yeah,
up, though?
originated. Yeah, what up, though?
You
Originated from Southwest Detroit, and then I moved to the West Side. So I have the best of both worlds: Southwest
Oh, you
Detroit and the
know what?
West Side, like
Oh,
that.
that's
But
funny
yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with William Swift. He said he's from
Taylor
South.
Swift.
South yeah, William
Yeah,
Swift. I don't
yeah,
know
yeah. That's my guy. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
okay, so cool, cool, cool. Like when they say Q as a cucumber, that's William
Yeah.
Swift, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, that's
Check out
my
his
guy,
interview, by the
man.
way. Yeah, check
Yeah.
out his interview, you guys. Yeah. So but yeah, so going Detroit. So in the beginning, I want to know what was your upbringing like? Because we all grew up in humble beginnings. Some people grew up,
Mm-hmm.
not so humble. Some people have good upbringings, and so and it's okay to have the best of both worlds. Whether you
Mm-hmm.
had to ration out meals, and whether you had to sleep on the bunk
Yeah.
bed, whether you play skelsies in the street, whether you had to play until the street lights come on, or you came from a gated community and
Yeah.
your families were well to do, or you had
Mm-hmm.
a private school setting, whatever it was. I love to hear the backstory of a lot of the guests that come on. I love to hear the backstory of your childhood. What are some of your memories? And two parent household, single parent household, siblings, cousins running around, and in and out, grandparents taking in everybody's child, and
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
school, after school you had to just take off your clothes, do your homework, and just I just want to get all into that. I know I said a lot just now, but I'm
Yeah.
just trying to
No,
breath.
just
Yeah.
actually my early stages in Southwest Detroit, coming up as a kid, man. I lived with my grandmother, and
Okay.
our block. I lived on Liddesdale, and our block, man, was just beautiful. It was colorful. It was, everybody cut their grass. Everybody put it like this: you got two or three whoopings before you got home and got the whooping from your grandmother, or I lived with my grandmother, my uncle, and my aunties. You know, um, and for that right there, man, just growing up with my friends and stuff in Southwest, man, that put the battery pack in me because being from Southwest as a kid, man, it's tough. You know what I mean? It's tough, but we had fun. We really had fun. I mean, playing basketball and baseball against different blocks and stuff, man, and riding bikes and kicking it. And then I moved on the west with my mother, and my stepfather, and that was like off of 7 Mile and like Myers area, and it's tough over there too. But as
Mhm.
kids growing up, man, you had to make do, and you had to be able to maneuver and hold yourself, because it's a lot of different things that I could have jumped into, but I didn't, man. I had a good structure. So, I'm not gonna
Okay.
get on here and say, I was doing this, no, I had a really good structure, man. And I had family that looked out for me, and you spend the night over your cousin's house and
Yes.
things of that nature, man. So never really got off into any wild stuff. Um, I mean, I did, but not like
So
that.
what you get
You know
whoopings for then? What you get whoopings for?
Oh man, growing up, man, I got whoopings for it. I mean, we was, riding our bikes where we weren't supposed to. My grandmother had to come out, and my aunt had to come get me, or man, we tried to set my friend's garage on fire.
Oh
Me and
Lord.
my guy
What's
Jay.
up with matches? What's up with y'all? What's with y'all and matches?
Yeah, with all with
Fire.
gas cans, and I mean,
Yeah.
just we used to the neighbor down the street, man. She had a Pinto, so me and my friends we used to pick her car up and sit in the middle of the street. So when she got out to go to work the next day, just little stuff like that. Like I never was a street guy. I never was, off into selling
You just like
drugs
all
or
those
anything
little
like that.
shenanigans. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just I mean, but I was always attached to those type of guys because I mean that was our surrounding, and back in the day, man, you had people that wouldn't let you do things. When they knew you had something in you, when you knew that you played sports, or they knew you was a pretty good dude, they wouldn't allow you to do anything like that. You don't
Right, to
have
be a
that these
child,
days.
to be a kid. Yes.
Yeah, man.
You
If
gotta
I see
push
you out here on the corner selling dope, now you already know you're gonna get it. So you had that fear a little bit too. But Yeah, I'm pretty much wrong. I'm a comedian, man. I'm like a capper, man. I had to come up back in the day. I had a big gap in my teeth, and I mean, huge. This gap here is, I done had braces. I had braces a couple times, and my gap didn't open back up. But I can deal with this here. Back in the day, my gap was so big, so and I was the shortest and the lightest one in the
Yes,
neighborhood, so I
wow. Oh
always
my,
got capped on.
you got
Oh
messed up
man,
now.
always got capped on, and you had to defend yourself. So that kind of
Right.
I built my defense. So when I come into a room right now, I know somebody gonna say something about the light skinned dude. So what I do is when I come into a room, I have a cap for everybody.
Oh, you gotta
So
be on the swivel, right?
when
Absolutely.
anybody say something to me, I write on. I'm like, how you come up with something that fast? I scan the room when I come in. So it was love, man. I had a pretty good upbringing, man. It wasn't anything too hectic. Now, I mean, I done had my devious
Yes.
age where I didn't, but for the most part, man, I don't have any horror stories or anything
Any
like that.
story, any scandals or anything like that. But
No, no, no.
yeah, before
Just the average, hanging out and just here and there, but yeah, nothing like
okay,
that.
got you. Yeah, but Quentin, before we continue on, let me shout out a couple of people in it, a couple of our guests. Miss Stevie. Oh yeah, that's how I always greet her like that every time. Every time I see Miss Stevie, I have to go an octave higher. So excuse me.
But,
Yeah, so shout out to her. She's I hope you connect with her at some point because she's actually one of my inspirations behind me starting this thing.
okay.
You know,
Right.
especially when it comes
Yeah.
to interviews. So yeah, so I had to make sure that I acknowledge her. She said, hey to you as well. Happy Saturday.
Hey,
She's
same to you.
and hi RNY TV. It's good to see both your faces today. Thank you for being here. All right. And so yeah, so let me go into you mentioned about you said that you said two parent or one parent you grew up. You said grandmother.
Yeah, yeah.
You said
When I
grandmother
first
and
come
then
up,
mother and step.
yep.
Okay.
And then my stepfather, man, he's been in my life since I was about 8 or 9. And then we were real cool, man. And me and my father had the latter part of my life. We developed a bond. Like right when I had my kids, then we really got strong on my biological. And he's no longer here. He's been deceased since 2018. So, and I have a sister with the same father, and we're very very close. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay, so
Mhm.
I want to actually tap into that real quick. Now, you told me about your upbringing with your grandmother, but I want to get more into your when you became more present with your mom and your stepfather. But
Mhm.
you said your biological father, you ain't have much relationship with him. Can you get a little more into
Yeah.
that?
Well, in the beginning, it wasn't that much. It's ironically, my biological father stayed on the same block, but the main street is Schaefer, so we stayed across Schaefer. And my grandmother, rest in peace, Mrs. Reeves. I had a good relationship with her, but not knowing younger, and not knowing about how when you're young, you're moving around, this, that, and other. So, we didn't have that closeness like we did, but he was always around, but we wasn't close like that until,
So
like I
why?
said, the latter part. Just because, like I say, I would say him being young, man. I would say that him being young and trying to maneuver out here. And reason I can say I understand a little bit now because I was the same age. I was moving around and doing this, that, and the other. And then, so I kind of got it a little bit. I say, okay, now the things I didn't understand because I was too young. But now that's no excuse. You always want to make sure that's in your kid's life. But at the same time, by me being older, I said, man, I understand a little bit, but I have kids now. So my kids, they don't have to know anything about what you and I experienced. This is someone else this is your bloodline that you started. So you have to be more involved with your grandkid. And he was, man. He
Great,
was.
great.
Yeah, he was. To the day he left here, he was very involved with my kids, my sister's kids. And that was cool. We became more more close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before that time, before okay, and I'm so glad to hear that, Quentin. I wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah, you have to.
also, yeah, I also want to insert because when you mentioned about the bloodline and starting
Hmm.
that bloodline, that was very very profound, by the way. And then you also mentioned about how you knew there was no excuse, but you understood. As a
Yeah,
parent, it's not
yeah,
always simple. It's
yeah,
not always
yeah,
it's not black and white. It's
yeah.
always a little gray in there, and sometimes it would have been red. But
Yeah.
but I spoke with when I interviewed with he's a comedian named M.O.E.T Jev, and he
Hmm.
was talking about his father not being present till later on in life and
Yeah.
how they were able to develop rebuild their relationship. But I also wanted to ask you, when you mentioned about no excuses, I wanted to know how are you able to establish or reestablish your relationship with your dad, but also hold him accountable at the same time? I wanted to get more of that.
Um, well, like I say, when because he raised my daughter. He was, I mean, not my daughter, excuse me, he raised my sister, so they had a bond from jump, and I always kind of envy that a little bit,
Of
because
course.
I'm like, man, but the one thing I can say that helped me out was my stepfather. And like I say, he's been in my life since I was like 8 or 9, something like that. Something measures. But so that actually helped me out because it was structure there. So I could see if I was bouncing around or this, that, and the other, then it probably affect me a little bit more. And then with my father's stepmother, I mean, my stepmother, we became close. So it kind of helped out there. But we had a conversation, my father and I was like, what happened and what this, that, and the other. He would tell me like, man, hey, I was young, I was out moving around, I was out this, that, and the other. And I was like, I understand now because I'm young and I'm a young man and I understand it. But I was like, at some point, you just got to hold yourself accountable for the things and our relationship. So and I got him and my stepfather together one time at my house, and I was barbecuing, and I told him, I said, hey, listen, this is my guy right here. This is my stepfather. This is my guy. This is the guy who did the
Great.
things I needed to do as a man
Right.
and as my father slash stepfather. So I'm like, hey, I'm letting you guys know that both of you guys in my life now. It's about these kids. It's not even about me anymore because I'm grown. I'm doing my thing. It's about these. I have 3 girls. So I'm like, hey, listen, you guys got to be grandparents for these girls. They don't have to know anything about none of that. And we're going to start fresh. And so we did that, and that was cool.
Oh, I love that. I love that
Yeah.
for all of you. I love that.
hmm
Now, where did your mom come in at?
My mother, she was me and my mother. We have a great relationship now, but it's been rocky, through the years. It's been rocky. And I would say, I didn't understand some of the things that she was trying to get to me, and then a lot of my father played a part in that. I look just like my father. You know what I mean? And when I
Oh,
get into depth, I could say, I feel that played a part. She and I had a conversation, and when you're talking about, and I love my mother to death, and she loved me, do anything for each other. We just have some things that we both held each other accountable for. And once we got past that, my mother's funny. I'm funny. We have a great relationship now, but it kind of back and forth. I say, for the last maybe 10 years or more, we kind of go back and forth.
mm,
But right now we're good. And I would say, everybody, when everybody's young, man, everybody's trying to figure it out. Everybody's trying to figure out life, and life be doing its thing, man. And once you come of age to where I don't want to hold this because people are dying out here, man. It's like people going to sleep and they're not waking up. So to hold a grudge, the whole things, you have to talk about it. We had our talk, real serious talk, man, and we just, come to a situation where it's like, listen, you have to understand me. I'm grown now with 3 kids. I've been married. My kid's mom, we 5 years divorced, and we're great. We have a great relationship. So I don't want to have that um, situation with my mom and myself where we have our rocky things. I don't want to have that with my
right,
kids. And I don't want to have
right.
it with my ex-wife. So we all, I mean, really, really, really great friends and parents and stuff like that.
Oh, that's amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
I'm love to hear this. I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that you were able to kind of, just kind of have that unbreakable foundation is amazing to
Yeah.
me. Because
Yeah.
a lot of blended families don't always work out very well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, for
It affects
reasons.
the kids too when you
Yeah,
don't,
exactly, absolutely.
yeah.
So I'm just so glad that everyone is able to find common ground.
Yeah.
So I love that for all of you as well. So thank you for
hmm
sharing that, by the way. But just real quick, one more thing about because I'm just curious about something here when you mentioned about because usually mother and son relationship is normally more more solid. So I was wondering, you said that your father was a factor behind this. So you think that it was a resentment towards your father that affected her relationship with you? That's me. I don't know. Some tells me it's more to it, but I mean, you don't have to get into
Yeah,
it if you want to.
yeah, 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 yeah. I feel that that's a percentage of that. I feel that, man. Like I say, I look just like him. And for whatever happened back then, as far as why they didn't stay together or why they didn't get married or whatever the case may be, I won't get into that. But um, I really do think that. Um, but again, I'm her firstborn. My brother didn't come in, and I have a brother that's by my stepfather, so
Okay.
we have the same mother. He didn't come in till I was 12 years old, and so I just feel that he has his father and his mother his whole life, So I think it was, and not to say that, and I had this conversation with my stepfather, not to say that my stepfather would have treated me any different, man. My stepfather's A1. That's my guy, what I'm saying, since day one. I just think that biological and that it's different. You know what I mean? It's different when you have your son or you have your daughter, and you have and it's raised by the same the mom and the family. Like the experience with my kids, me and my, I mean, like I say, we recently, my kids are 25, 20, and 14.
Okay.
So, and I'm still in their life despite, matter of fact, they live 4 blocks from me,
Oh.
and it wasn't designed that way, when I was looking for my home, but that actually helps, man, because they come over to the house all the time. I mean, I'm still involved, like, I mean, 100%. Like I say, me and their mom, we talk, kids and stuff like that. We're friends. We've been together. I mean, been friends for a long time. So
Right. Right.
I just think that biological, it's that DNA that it's,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's always gonna be, that attachment. It's always gonna be a
yeah,
connection
that
on that
attachment, absolutely.
it's always gonna be that,
So,
attachment, but I really am so, glad to hear that there is a common ground among everyone, and everyone is,
hmm
so,
hmm
thank you for sharing that. So now I wanna get more into, because I like to hear about the elementary, junior high school,
okay,
age, because
okay,
we don't talk about that too much about,
yeah,
because that's a whole level of self-discovery where we overlook or sometimes we just, dismiss it or sometimes we wanna erase it or whatever it is that,
hmm
depends on who you talk to, right?
yeah,
So, I mean, I want you to give us a little bit of take on your elementary and junior high school experience. Did you go were you a part of any clubs? Were you popular? Were you a shy kid? Did you hump in the staircase? Did you, develop relationships or influences from different teachers? You have to deal with puberty and the testosterone is all over the
yeah,
place. All that stuff. So can you just give us a rundown of
yeah.
elementary, junior high
Yeah,
school?
all of that, everything, all that. I mean, you know, I was the youngest of my crew back in the day. Everybody's a little, like I said, a little older than me. My uncle, like I said, he pretty much raised me for a nice portion of my younger. But I mean, being in Southwest, man, it's multicultural. So, but it's predominantly black.
Mhm.
So the elementary I went to is Jeffries, and that got closed down, and we were bused to elementary called Beard, which was across the bridge. And when you go in Southwest, you have like two parts. You have the Mexicans, you have I say Latinos. You have the Latinos, and then you have black and white. Which was good because you got a chance to learn the different cultures, and we were friends. We used to break dance back in the day. It was
Wow.
a good
I love that.
time, and we were really good. We were really good. Matter of fact, to this day, my friends that I come up with when I was 2 or 3 years old, we're still really good friends, and we hang out all the time. Matter of fact, every Christmas Eve we all go shopping, man, and we sit back and we have capping sessions like we was doing when we was on the block back in the day.
Amazing. That's
So
amazing.
yeah, we never had an argument. We never fell out, anything like that. It's like 5 or 6 of us, and we still matter of fact a little bit more than that, maybe about 10 of us, and we still really tight.
I love
Now coming over to the west side, I went to actually, matter of fact, still in Southwest, I went to a junior high called Wilson, and that was like where I really got a chance to kind of like explore. I got my first girlfriend, and you was trying to get your first little kiss. and
You was
everything
you
like
was
that,
up in the
man.
stair you was up in the staircase. You was dry humping.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yep, yep. No, my first
That's why I
girlfriend.
always bring that up. I always
Yeah.
say that.
And so back then, I was in some talent shows. I played
Oh, really?
the Scarecrow from the Wiz. Shout out to my
Oh,
teacher at the time. Her name was Miss Sturdivant. Man, I used to love Miss Sturdivant, man. Oh my goodness. But that was my I think she was my history and drama teacher, if I'm not mistaken. And then I moved over here with my mom and my stepmom over here to Detroit. I mean West Side. Then I started going to a school called Bovian. And Bovian, man, was the best junior high, man. Man, listen. Bobian, don't get me wrong, man. Bobian had all that little gang, 7 mile, 8 mile, 6 mile PA, and it used to go down, but it was just we had like classroom fights where we had the one-way hallways, man, and we will just I mean, but it wasn't nothing too extreme. I mean, we would be in the hallways and we had a classroom jumping and stuff like that. I was the littlest one out the group, so they was always jumping me. But we was having fun. We
You
was
was like,
having fun though.
oh, see that? There it is. Now, what did you discover about yourself? Like, what was your self discovery experience from that time? Elementary. We still in elementary, or junior high
Yeah.
school. What did you discover about yourself?
Well, I discovered that now later on down the line that I'm doing acting and everything now in theater, I
That's
discovered that actually me being in those plays opened it up for me. I didn't even know that that's where I was going to end up. So it started back then, but I actually discovered all my confidence. I discovered that I was, you know what? I'm like a chameleon. I'm able to adapt to any situation. Um, I've been around I'm talking about the roughest of the roughest guys who respect me. I've been around some of the comedians. I mean, any level of stature, I get along with everybody. So I've learned how to actually be a chameleon and just adapt to any situation. And for me, that's very important because you have some people that's scared to be around other folks, man. I just come and I be myself. I develop my confidence and just I'm never changed. I don't Jay-Z can be in a room. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to listen because he's very knowledgeable. But I'm not going to change. I've never been a fake guy. I've always been real, always been 100 because I've always been me. I'm gonna give you me. I don't change for anything, so
I love it.
mm,
And I just really, really, I emphasize the whole authenticity thing. I mean, being
yeah,
your authentic
yeah,
self is something that is so poignant, because I
hmm
mean, I don't believe in BSing either. I'm
right,
in my true
right,
authentic self, and unfortunately, it doesn't always sit well with everyone.
yeah,
Because I mean, my tongue is sharp, no pun intended.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So I understand where you're coming from, and I really
Mhm.
um, and I think that also part of being authentic is being clear about your intentions.
Yeah, yeah,
So they know what to expect from you. They know whatever it is that your intentions are, that your word is bond on it. So
yeah.
so I,
And
I, I
and that's basically, you know what? And now I can see what I just said about being able to adapt or being able to be around certain people. Even with this film industry, I've worked with everybody, and
we're gonna get
I
into it.
guarantee you, nobody has anything bad to say about Q. I can almost 110% guarantee that because you're not going to hear me talk about nobody. You're not going to hear me this, that, and other. And if we're close, if you're my close friend or close buddy or whatever, I'm not going to let you talk bad
Yes,
about them and
yes,
then expect me to laugh at it because
yes,
now I'm joining you. No, I don't do that. I
right.
come in, I get my script together, I sit off to the side. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do anything while I'm on set. Um, and then what I do is I get to it. And then when it's over, it's over. I don't have time to be talking about gossiping or messy or anything like that. I got a job to do what you're paying me. Let me get on to my next script, in my next production company. So yeah, I've worked with everybody,
I
you
love
know.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that, and and it also, yeah, because I get that vibe from you, even just talking to you right now. I get that
Hmm.
vibe from you that, you're just straightforward,
Yeah.
do what I need to do, I interact when I need, I be in certain circles. I know how to read the room, so all of that I received that. So we can't do nothing but appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No.
Yeah. But also, let me before we go any further, I just want to make sure I establish something. What is your spiritual belief? I want to make sure I establish that before we go move forward.
Spiritual belief, you know what? I was raised as Baptist in the Baptist church and everything, but definitely Christian.
Okay.
Um, I I would say this during my time, and I'm not very religious to this
Okay.
point. I'm spiritual.
Okay.
Now mind you, I have gone to it's a church called Tabernacle, CTAB is what they call it here. I've gone, and my daughter actually invited me there, and I was going there, and I really like it. I really like it, but I go for the word. I want to hear the word, and that's what movie. All this, everything else is okay. That's cool, but help me with the word because to be honest with you, I'm really not. How can I say this? Um, like quotable, like I can
Yeah.
quote the Bible, and no, I haven't studied
Yeah.
the Bible like that. You have some people that's been in church and everything from little kids, and they can throw scriptures out there and
Mhm.
everything. I'm not that person, but I pray every day. I talk to God all day, every day, and I ask for protection, even with my kids and my family, my ex-wife, and just people in general that's around me. So I can't say that. So no, I'm not that person that's going to, go back and forth with you with scriptures. But I am that person
Right.
that can
Right.
listen
Me
to
either.
you, and I have common sense, and I can dissect what I need to dissect. But I really go to church. I need that word. I need it
Yes.
coming right from the Bible. I don't need all the antics and everything else. I just want to be able to get and understand it. When I first started working at Chrysler, I worked at Chrysler for 10 years. I'm no
Oh,
longer
really?
there. Yeah, I mean, I work for GM now, but when I first got in Chrysler as a young guy, man, I was 23 at the time. I had a Muslim, and it turned out to be a great friend of mine, but he's no longer here. Rest in peace, Jamal. Then I had a friend of mine who was Jehovah's Witness, and then I had someone that was, just a Christian. So they came to me. One walked up to me, was like, "Hey, such and such, hey, I want to give this to you." I was Muslim, and then you had the Jehovah, and then you had the other young lady come up. They got to arguing, and they
Oh,
were trying to debate who was right and who was this and who was.
right.
I
Right.
said, man, how
Yes.
y'all gonna try to recruit me or try to
Yes.
even, for me to even look at someone and say, "Hey, this is where I want to go," and y'all sitting there arguing at my job. Y'all have to get off my job. And
Wow.
I don't want to do all that, man. I really don't. I don't want to argue. I don't want to go back and forth because one thing that I don't really get into is
It's
politics
those
of
type of
religion.
debates. But yeah, with those type, yeah,
Yeah, because it
because
ends up
that
in an argument.
yes, it doesn't always end well, unfortunately. And that's the thing
Yeah.
about when you talk about religion and how divisive it can be, unfortunately. So but I wanted to make sure that for the sake of, I wanted to make sure that I respected your spiritual.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, unfortunately, as much as you're supposed to be, especially they say one nation under God. Okay. But yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just, but we're more divisive than anything. So
Hmm.
that's a whole nother conversation. But so now so yeah, so you mentioned that so you shared elementary, junior high school experience and how um that kind of molded, your craft when it comes to the acting, because you started the whole theater thing with the scarecrow for the Wiz, and then now let's transition into high school. What high school did you go to?
I went to two high schools. I went to Southwestern. 'Cause actually, when I went to Bowman on the west side, I left Bowman, and so Bowman went from seventh to the ninth. So usually, when you leave Bowman, you go to Mumford. But I left the west side and went back to Southwest because I'm just Southwest is in my blood. I got all my family there and friends and stuff. So I went there for like the 10th and some of the 11th, and I wasn't doing too good, so I had to come back over here to the West, and I
What
went to.
happened? What was you doing? Why you was doing too? What
Oh
happened?
man, I was just not going to school. I was just I had all my buddies and my friends where I grew up with, man, and we were just having a good time, man. And you can walk down to the bakery right down the street, or you can all types of stuff, man. And I was just like, man, I got to get back because it was going downhill. So I went over to Mumford for the rest of my 11th year at my 11th and 12th grade, and that's where I graduated from in 1990.
And so
So
what? Oh, sorry.
Mhm. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask you, like, so what was some of your memories there? Like, 'cause I know we talk about a whole 'nother level of self-discovery. So
Mhm.
what was your time there? What was some memories there? Did you, evolve as a man? Because, now that's where you kind of like transition it into
Yeah,
manhood, so to speak. So
yeah.
can you give us a little bit of experience from your high school?
My high school, it was just it was cool, man. I knew a lot of people because mind you, when you come from Bowman, you go to Mumford, so a lot of people, man, real cool people. And I used to hang out with, even though I stayed off of 7 Mile. I hung with some of the guys off of the street called Ohio and Curtis, and then some people off of 6 Mile. And that usually don't happen like that. If you a 7 Mile guy, you a 7 Mile guy. If you a 6 Mile, you know what I mean? So again, that was my ability to adapt to everybody and not really joining a gang or wherever you from. Are you from 7 Mile, you from 6 Mile, this, that, and other, so I was cool everywhere I went. But just learning how to navigate out here. And as you're getting older, now I'm 18, 17, 18, 19. I was really I had a good job at like 18, 19. I worked at AAA. My mom got me a job at AAA. So
Okay.
I was business
That is
suits
good.
and
Yeah,
and
for
and,
18
and
years old.
briefcases at
Yeah.
19 and 20. So I stayed out of the street per se, but I was attached to the street. And shout out to my 6 Mile family, man. I mean, you go back to the shooting dice days, man. That was one thing that I was shooting dice every day. But my people on Griggs and Washburn and Eileen, they helped shape me. And I wasn't from that area, so they accept me. My best friend Mo, I met him at Bowman and when I was 14, and we still brothers to this day. That's my guy, man. So I just say shout out to them. And even people off 7 Mile. I stay on 7 Mile, Apple and Stahalin and Roseline. But everywhere I go, man, I just got a lot of love because they knew I was really a civilian. I wasn't no guy that was into no gangs or into no nothing like that. But at the same time, I had to develop that I am a man, so I'm not gonna back down from anything. But
Yeah,
it was
right.
just
Of course.
it was just the love that they gave me because they knew I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to be tough. I wasn't trying to be hard, a street dude, and they knew that and they respected that.
Yeah, you
You
know
know.
what? And it's so funny how, when you talk about gangsters or like, people in within that street life,
Hmm.
it seems to me that they're the ones with the most discernment, when
Yeah.
it comes to people. Because I mean, because they're the main ones that would actually encourage you to go the other route. That not every
Yeah.
they're not always recruiting you. They
That's
kind
right.
of get a
That's
sense
right.
of who you are and what
Hmm.
you need to be doing, and what you need to be doing is not this.
Yeah.
What we're doing. Because I think I don't know. I mean, does that do you agree with that? I mean, like,
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
feel like they
Yeah.
have the most discernment? Like, this is not the lane for you here. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I get
Absolutely.
that from a lot of, people like, who are about that life,
Yeah.
they're able to detect who you are, and they already knew.
Yeah, they knew, they knew. They didn't want to attach me to them. Then plus, I had, like I say, I have my stepfather, man. We would go to the auto show. We would go to certain
Oh
things
yeah,
where it might have been other guys out there doing what they doing. My stepfather take me here. We had his side of the family, man. We so close on the Haynes side, man. We would go over there and we would spend a night, or we would have, we were like brothers, sister slash cousins. And then rapping, when we used to rap back in the day, me and my partner Mo, we used to rap, and then we had this crew called the Posse, and every Sunday we would all get together and we would pay our dues. It'd be like 60 people at this one house, and we would just learn different techniques of hip hop. I mean, we would rap, we would dance, we would DJ, we would do stuff. So it kept us for that Sunday, it kept us in tune and couldn't wait to go and meet people and have a good time. And we would go out and do shows, and we would go out and break dance and challenge each other. So it kept us out of the streets for that
yeah,
day. Now, don't get me wrong. You had people that was involved in there that were really, really street dudes, but they would love to get a break from that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And come over here where we at. And we had some good people that come out of there that really made it. I don't know if you're familiar with her name was Boss. She just passed away
yeah,
recently, a couple years
yeah,
ago. So Boss, she went to from our camp, the posse, she went over to LA with DJ Quick and Def Jeff and Spice One, and then she got signed to Def Jam with Onyx and Jam Master Jay and all them over there, man. So she really made it. So we were looking at that like one of us made it, all of us can make it. We were really working hard at that. Yeah.
So you grew up with her?
Yeah, you know what? As I was coming into the camp, she was just leaving, but I had a few interactions with her. But she was just leaving, going to LA, and she was really getting started there, man. So I didn't really have a lot of interaction with her, because I was just coming into that crew. But she made a heavy impact. You know, we were all brothers and sisters, man. Like DJ Fingers came from that camp, DJ Steady Rock, DJ I Rock. It's so many people that come from that camp that's out doing, I mean, 20, 30 years plus in the game. So yeah, that kind of molded you having it was almost like, I'm not gonna say it was like the army, I mean, or like the military. It wasn't, but it taught you structure. It taught you structure. Was when you came into the camp, you were called you were a what do they call that? Well, you had different levels. You could become a thoroughbred, and that means you were at the top of the level. When you came in, you had to do go for work.
Organization.
It was an organization. It was structured.
Yeah.
You came in, you had to do go for work, you had to do a show, or you had to battle somebody. And that's how you become a thoroughbred. That was your level that you wanted to be a thoroughbred. And shout out to Jewel. Jewel was the one who created the Miles Dixon and stuff like that, man. So it was good.
Nice. Okay. But I mean, I'm so glad that it seemed like growing up you was very well rounded. So
Yeah. I had different aspects of everything. I mean, I had family structure, I had street structure, I had, the acting part. I mean, the theater part. I went to Spec Howard's where I went for radio. So I always, felt I had a voice for radio. I used to give parties back in '97. Well, I started in '97, and still to this day I'm interacting with that. So I just had my hand in everything.
having everything
Yeah,
exactly, and hey, and it's very beneficial. Yeah, believe me,
yeah,
especially nowadays with the economy the way it is. Yes, you definitely
yeah, yeah.
generate some revenue in the process. So yeah,
Hmm.
but, Quentin, I want you to pour into a little kid growing up from humble beginning. I want you to pour into it. Just being in the space that you're in right now.
Yeah,
I want you kind of to give some advice. Um, because children is very challenging for children
yeah,
nowadays,
yeah,
and we want to make sure that, especially our men, pour
yeah.
into our younger men. And I want you to just tell me what you would say to him. Say to this young man right here.
Oh man, that's I was trying to get the okay. Right there. And you know what? What's crazy is, you know what? This is a very, very, very good question. And I'm gonna let you know what get me to this and is relatable to this, because I put this picture up on my birthday, right? And I made a voiceover and I talked to him from my grown age now. And I talked to him and I told him, if I can remember, I told him, I said, man, you're gonna run into a lot of ups and downs. You're gonna make a lot of bad choices, because I always say a mistake is knocking over juice or some chips. A
Yes,
choice, good or
please let him
bad,
know. Yes, please let
it's
him
a
know.
choice.
Yes,
So I'm saying just stay confident, man. Don't jump off. You're not going to jump off to anything bad. Always hold your own. And if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't be pressured. Don't be peer pressured, and just stay on the path. Believe in God, man, and pray every day, and you're gonna be all right, man. That was the voiceover that I told him. I said, you're gonna be all right.
yes.
And at the end of the day, just honesty. Be as honest and transparent as you can, because that's respected. It may hurt, but that's respected. And just stay on the path that once you find yourself, stay on the path. Now, one thing I didn't tell him that I wish I can do over is see it through. Don't jump from here to there, because you don't know if you're about to win at this door right here, because you're jumping to something else. See it through, whether you win or not. Just see it through. And that's one of the important things.
Amen. I love that. Yes.
Yeah,
He kind of look like one of my cousins. I don't know. Is that
that's
cousin?
crazy. You know what? I
That
really
cousin? That cousin
appreciate
one of
that.
my, yeah, it looks just
I
like one of my
really appreciate
cousins.
that, because
Yeah.
I literally took that picture. My aunt sent me that picture, and I literally took that picture and I did a voiceover and I talked to him
That's so
as my
wonderful.
age. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. I appreciate that.
And you know why I do that sometimes, Quentin? Because, you know, I be wanting to have a conversation with my younger self, but I just can't find the words, or
Yeah.
I'm not in that space yet. Honestly,
Hmm.
I'm just little disclosure here. I'm not in that space yet.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of there's a few things that I haven't forgiven myself for. So
Yeah.
I just feel like I want to be able to come. I want to be able to face her, with the full, my
Mm-hmm.
my full self. But
Hmm.
still some things I'm struggling with forgiving myself for. Also, I just I'm not where I need to be. I'm not fully prepared.
Yeah.
I'm not, and people. A lot of people may say that, oh, I don't have any regrets. I have no regrets. I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do. So that's why I give people the opportunity to do that, because I want to.
Yeah. That's good.
It kind of gives me it kind of gives me, and believe it or not, and it's just all sincerity here. You doing that with your younger self,
Hmm.
it's kind of prepping me, and it's giving me some
Yeah. Yeah. You
ideas
have to.
on how
You
to
have
approach
to.
that. It's giving me some ideas on how to approach that. So that's
That.
why I do that. That's one of the reasons. One of
Well,
them.
the one of the well, I won't say one of the reasons. The main reason I can actually talk to the younger me and give him some game and information is because I didn't reach that level until I got a divorce.
Mm,
And with divorce it came accountability because and I've mentioned this on my podcast. I've mentioned many people that know me, they know about I took accountability for my divorce, wholeheartedly. And I because of that, I've grown to be able to understand, the accountability because people will say it, but you really have to understand that if you accept that word, that meaning, that's growth. That's growth right there. You know what I mean? And I've come a long way within the last 5 years because you know, I didn't drink a lot, but when I drank a lot, if that makes sense.
yes,
I
yes.
always had a job, always went to work, always did that and other, but coming up young and stuff, man, and just, hanging out and all this type of stuff, and even it affected some of my adult ages and marriage and things of that nature. So that's why I think that me and my ex-wife is good to this day because I accept the accountability of my actions and I've grown since then. And, I don't even like to go back down that road because that was really dark time. You know what I mean? So with me accepting that, I was able to talk to the younger and say, "Hey, man, you're going to make some bad choices, but at the end of the day, you're going to be all right." You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So,
Oh, yeah, but thank you for sharing that. And like I said, that was
hmm
encouraging to hear what you had
hmm
to say to your former self. So I appreciate that moment right there. And so
hmm
now we're gonna go into we got into the high school stuff. So let's go. What did you do right after high school? Right after
Um, after high school, I got accepted to a
you
couple of
worked.
colleges,
Okay.
but I didn't go. What happened was I ended up getting a job at AAA, like I say, through my mom,
Right, like you
and
said, right.
man, I got that job, and before you know it, I was actually it was a subsidiary of excuse me, of AAA. It was a rental company called Auto Member Leasing, and so AAA had that set up inside their office, just in case you have an accident, you can come right over to me and get a rental car. So anyway, I became a manager and got my own office for a few
Mhm,
years, and I did that. I'm talking. I'm 19. I briefcase, suits,
mhm,
and dressed up every day. And that was part of my makeup anyway, because I learned that from some of the gangsters in my neighborhood with Southwest Detroit, man. And they
see?
were
See?
they were really. I'm talking about gabardines. I'm talking about Bossellini hats, and that was always intriguing to me. My grandfather, he wore suits to the grocery store.
Mhm,
So that's why I'm a dresser to this day. I take that very, very serious, and it's
and
like,
I love that.
yeah, when you
A
have a
well-dressed man,
conversation,
oh my god, they don't
I love it.
understand,
I
Clinton.
love it,
They don't
man. So
understand how, a well-dressed man who smells good,
yeah,
oh god, that
yeah,
is, yeah,
yeah,
that's
you have to.
nice.
You have a
Yeah.
conversation with someone before you have a conversation before you even open up your mouth when you see
Yeah.
someone that look nice or smell good or you man he dressed nice and I always give compliments to women and men who are dressed and you take pride in that, man, like you
Absolutely.
know yeah, you take pride in it, so yeah, shout out to the guys that I grew up watching and emulating and things of that nature, so
Yeah, absolutely. And so, so you did that for a few years.
yeah, yeah,
So now, because of course, you have to have a steady income. Steady income.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
medical benefits you need dental. So
Mhm.
because because we'll get into the acting part too, because we're going to segue into that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the acting and and you may have a bunch of movies under your belt like you do, but
Mhm.
there's some downtime in between that. It can
Yeah,
go, sometimes you got to ride the wave, and a lot of
yeah,
times there's some
yeah,
downtime there. So you
yeah,
got to make sure that you able to generate some income in between
yeah.
because
Well, you know what? What's crazy
you know,
is being in Southwestern, I used to go it was a class called woodshop back in the day. They no longer have
right.
that I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
don't.
of.
Yeah, they
Man,
don't.
I learned how to really, really deal with wood. I mean, competition. I made dressers. I made cabinets
Mhm.
and all that. So, around in 2004, I started resurfacing and staining hardwood floors. So I
Right.
started doing that. But at this particular point, after I left the AAA, I went to a medical lab, and that was one of the best jobs I ever had because we was transportation, and the guys that I was with, we had a ball. And then I left there and went to Chrysler, and that's where my kid's mom and I met there. And I started doing hardwood floors around in 2004, and I still do them to this day. Um, that's like a that's like something to fall back on.
Great. Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
it's very physical. Honestly, it's hard to find good helpers. It's hard to find good workers, man. People say they want to work, but then when they see how physical it is, they like, no, I can't do this.
Mhm.
But it's very. I mean, you get paid good, but it's physical. The first couple of days is physical. So you really have to want to do it. And one thing about your dream or your business, you can't get people to feel the way you feel about your dream. I have people trying to count my pockets, like, why he getting this or why he going, well, this is my company, and I'm hiring you,
Right.
and I'm giving you, I'm, I'm,
Maybe
I'm
these
putting money in
contractors.
your pocket.
Yeah. What is with these contractors, Quentin? Like, what is with these contractors that's so like just shady
So,
and
yeah,
what is with them?
yeah.
Yeah, and so how did you so you have all these trades and
hmm
you're able to build from all these trades and so
hmm
how they go from that into acting? Like what made acting your thing? Like what was it? There had to be something there that why
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
why acting? That's what I say. That's my point. Why acting?
Well, like I said, I was throwing parties, throwing events, and I still dabble and dab in that. I'm a host. Like I host events. I'm the one that gets you out on the floor. I'm the one that with the
Yes,
microphone and stuff like that. That's by
yes,
nature. I've been doing
yes.
that for so
I can
long,
see you
and
doing that. Yes, yes, I can
yeah,
see
I
that.
love it. I love it. I actually kind of like pick and choose what I want to do now. You got to be those black tie events. It got to be those grown folk events. You know what I mean?
Sporting
So
events. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but as far as the acting, a playwright came to one of my events that I was having and I was hosting and stuff like that. So afterwards, matter of fact, his name is Mark Hunter. After that, he said, "Hey man, have you ever tried acting or anything like that?" I'm like, "No, I went to Spec Howard's. We did it a little bit here and there, but I said for the most part, no." And he said, "Man, I may have something for you." And he put me in a play called Let It Burn. That was 2014,
Mhm.
and it was a main role. And I'm like. I'm talking about scared. I didn't
Have
even know
a
if I could pull this off.
Oh, I'm
You
I'm
know?
sorry. I'm gonna cut you off, Quinn. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. So other than your experience in junior high, did you have any other acting experience? Did you have any work? Did you do
No,
any workshops
no,
or anything?
just
No, just
yeah,
just
just the plays I was in, and then like I say, Spec Howard's. I went for radio, and then we did some acting there. We did a whole plethora of things. We did like the newscasting, we did the radio show, we did so that was just like a bunch of people just coming in from different angles, different spirits, different nationalities, and we were just all together, meshed up, and just trying to figure it out.
absolutely.
So other than that. Um, I would do the voiceovers for all our events. So
Mhm.
I had that in my bag and everything. But as far as acting, No, that would be the first thing I did was let it burn, to that level. And he threw me out there with the wolves, man. And theater, I tell everybody, man, theater people, now see me say, hey, can you put me in a Tubi movie? And my question to them is, do you want to act or do you want to be seen?
Right, right. 'Cause they
And
always want that hookup. They
you
always
want
want to
that. They
try
want to be
to
seen because they ain't
yeah,
ready. They ain't ready
yeah.
for this.
It's no.
It's a choke. It takes a humble person. It takes time. It takes time away from your family, everything, man. And I tell them you should try theater first. Try theater.
Ooh,
You know,
oh goodness. That really would determine whether or not you really want to do this because
try
theater
theater.
is no joke at
It's no
all.
joke. I love it. I love it. I try to do with theater every year to keep my sword
Yeah.
sharpened.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
yes. That's
yeah.
the best way because you have to you have to do like how many shows you do a week? I mean, can you give us a rundown of that of your experience in the theater?
With theater, you would do the most I've done is 4 shows in the weekend. Now you have some theater that they doing shows every night. I have a good friend of mine, Omri Franklin, and he might go on a 2 3 month run. He do more theater than TV. He's been on some of the major networks and stuff, but he really theater. And in theater, I mean, just no do overs. At the end of the day, the crowd don't know you mess up, so you got to keep it going. You got to keep it moving. So, you know, um, theater is just if you listen to Denzel Washington, he'll tell you you'll become an actor from theater, not from film.
True.
And if you look at Fences, Fences was theater, and you can see it. You can see it was theater, and that's one of the things that I make sure that I specify and I talk about is theater because people don't want to do theater because only people that see you is the people in that theater, opposed to going on Tubi and you being seen. Okay, you in a movie, you being seen. I don't mean that you really act good in that scene.
Mhm.
You're there. You got a lot of people that's doing films for the first time, and you have to start somewhere. So I'm not down at anyone. I'm just saying, a lot of times in film, people don't tell the truth. They don't tell
Mm.
the truth. You say, how did you like this? And you don't want to hurt no one's feelings or anything like
Right,
that.
right.
So you don't tell the truth, and which you should. Which you should, because how you going to
How
get better?
how else they gonna right? Because how else they gonna know what
Yeah,
they need to improve on? You
yeah.
know, if they
Mhm.
really take it seriously, they gotta understand the constructive
Gotta understand the constructive criticism. You have
yeah,
to, and not
yeah,
be defensive. You just go and do your. Everybody is really, with this internet thing. Everybody attention span is short. You
yes,
move, you
yes.
move, you move. Do your research, do your homework. Go actually be attached to someone who they may have a library, a catalog, and they've been doing it for a minute, and you could just learn the game. You want to jump out there and this, that, and other. It's like, no, just learn the game and be patient, man, and make sure you just ask questions and just be involved. People just want to jump out and they want to say, I made a movie. I'm doing a movie, and it's like, hey man, are you really dedicated to this? Are you really, really, really dedicated to this? So, and it is people. It is. Shout out to everybody that's done a film. Shout out to everybody because that part alone takes dedication and writing and seeing it all the way through. Like I said before. So yeah.
Yeah, and so, what is so Quentin, so now you gave us the rundown about theater, so
Mhm.
now how did you can you give us bullet points of how you transition into film? How did it start for you? Do you remember your first film, and how did that just how did that catapult you, as of
Yeah.
right now, as far as acting
Um.
goes? And, kinda give us, oh, never mind. I'll say that one. Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, and I've told this story many times. Shout out to the godmother of all this, the theater and the film, and rest in peace. Her name is Melissa Talbot. We call her Missy. And she was like
Wait a minute.
anybody in the
Her name
film.
sound
any-
familiar. I'm sorry. Her name sound familiar. Is she related to, David E. Talbot? Is she any relation
No,
to
no,
him?
no. I don't. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
But she was like the backbone. Everybody that come in contact with her, man, it was just like she is the godmother of this, man. And so she she would tell me to, and what's so crazy is I've never been in any of her plays, her stage plays, or what that's where they started from. She would tell me to keep going to do this, and I also want to shout out playwright Jay McLean because she keeps theater alive, and I do it. I do a theater with her once a year. But so when I'm going back to Melissa, it's a group that's on production company that's here now that I do a lot of work with, and one of my biggest roles, which is Deck OG Deck from H Block, Moolah Films. I did their class, which what Thomas, coach, we call him coach. And we were in a play together back in 2014. We traveled to Atlanta. I'm talking about plays we didn't get paid for. I mean, we just out there grinding, a lot of people don't get a chance to experience that. I don't want people to not get paid, but that's part of the grind. That's part of what
Mm-hmm.
brings you to the point where you at now in development. So anyway, I took that class and I was the worst in that class. I mean, when it came time for my final, and where you had to do a monologue in front of, I mean, it was Murder Payne, it was Melissa, it was Debbie, it was Thomas, it was so many people that were producers at that time. So when you walked in that room, it was like you were nervous. I couldn't get my name out at
Mm-hmm.
all, and they kicked me out the room. X, you know, but someone out that class saw something in me, and that is Legend, Ken Legend Williams. He saw something in me and asked me to be in his movie called Asbury Park, which is on Tubi. I think it's on Tubi now. And he put me in that, and he put me alongside the great Nunu Thurman, and she is a
Yes.
beast, and she
Yes.
comes from theater,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see that in her
Yes.
performances. And
Mm-hmm.
he partnered me up with her, and she just gave me so much confidence, and she coached me through the scenes and everything. And from that point on, it's been on and on and on. And then I was in Rotten, which is Tanja Ayers. It's a shoe
Yes.
lady. That's her. I was in
Yes.
Rotten, and
Mm-hmm.
I got that job because her brother, which is a rest in peace, her brother is deceased, and Melissa asked her to, hey, think about Q and research Q, and then she looked through my Facebook page and she saw a picture of her brother and I, and she was like,
Wow.
"That's it. That's it." She was like, "That's the confirmation right there." And I've been rocking with Tanja, and you got Rocky, and you got Janaea Black, and all of that whole camp over there. I've been rocking with them for many years. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Hmm.
So it started from there. And so, in your own words, in your own perspective, Quentin, what makes you that person? What makes you cut out for the role? Let me start there. What makes you the one?
Because you know what, I'm just determined to get better and better. This is something, and I'm kind of late in the game. It's never too late, but I'm kind of late in the game for this. But I just listened to someone was talking to um, Steve Harvey, and excuse me, let me hold on one second.
Mhm.
Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Talking to Steve Harvey, and he was thinking Steve Harvey for all the accolades and everything that he had going on and things of that nature. And he was saying like, man, you've been doing all this good things and comedian, and you Kings of Comedy. He said, yeah. He said, I started all that at 53. And
Mm.
I'm like, 53? He's like, yeah, that was when I was 53. And so that gave me the confidence because I'm 53. And I always feel that because when I go on set, I'm the oldest on the
No,
set.
you not.
You
You're
know,
39. You're 35.
maybe you have a few cats maybe a little older than me. Can you hold on one sec? I have my phone about to die. I'm gonna walk you
Oh,
through.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You gotta
yeah,
walk,
I'll
walk,
walk
walk,
you through and get to
walk
my
through. Yeah, yeah.
okay, here we go. I get to my yeah. So yeah, I was listening to that and was like, oh, hold on, okay, listening to that, and I'm like, that gave me inspiration. As far as thinking I'm always the older guy, this, that, and other. But what give me the drive is I love it. Like I really, really, really love it. And everybody own their own critic. So, you're critiquing yourself all the time. But for me, I just I feel like I'm one of the ones that has the ability to change. Like I can cut my beard off. I can play a cop. I can't say I can. I played the cop. I played a doctor. I played a lawyer. I played. judge, and actually, in the last play with Melissa, we were going. I was playing God, actually.
Mm.
So I can play many roles. You know, even by being this age, I can cut my beard down and play a younger guy. I can play an older guy. So it's different things you can do with me. I have a role coming up where I have a man unit on. So it's waves, brush waves, it's salt and pepper
Okay.
brush waves, and so I have to my repertoire. It's many facets of this acting game. How do you can't what do you call that when they try to categorize you in
Put
one
you in a box.
role?
Typecast.
Typecast. Yeah, I couldn't get that out.
Mhm.
Typecast. But at the end of the day, for a person my age, that's what I'm going to play. I'm going to play the doctor. I'm going to play the lawyer. I'm going to play, because
That's all right.
because you need to play a father. Somebody got to play a police officer. Somebody. So I was listening to Denzel and what's her name? She always played a mother. Jennifer Lewis, is
Jennifer
it?
Lewis. Yes,
She
yes.
said, I play the mother all the time. But she says, you know what? I'm going to play the mother all the time. And she's like, each time I play it, I'm going to play it to. So I took that as, you know what? Don't say, yeah, I played a police officer 8 or 9 times. No, each time that you do it, you add something to it. You might add a limp to it. You
Mhm.
might add stuttering to it. You might add, excuse me, I'm not trying to demean anybody or anything like that,
No,
man. But
no, I get it.
you
I
just
get it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you add the character to that role so it can stand out from the last time you played a police officer. Yeah.
absolutely. And so, Quentin, can you give as someone in your field, and you mentioned about people trying to use nepotism or try
Mhm,
to use your connection. So, can you give
mhm.
us some cliff notes on what some tips on how to excel in this field? Like, can you give in your own words some cliff notes of how what advice would you give that person that's really hungry for this?
Um, you really have to be dedicated. You have to sacrifice. I mean, I've been on set 20 hours, you know.
Mm,
Anything in life, and it's one word really that I really go by. Anything in life that you need to do, you have to have consistency. You have to have consistency. You have to be with parenting. I mean, work. I mean, anything that you do in life that you want to see results from, consistency. And you have to just sacrifice and study. I mean, if you want to get better at anything, man, you have to. Like I say, I'm supposed to go out, but I opt out
yes,
so I can
that's
study the
right.
script. And you have to do that. You have to sacrifice. And for someone that's trying to come up in the film, take classes. Take classes. You have the best of the best. You have, I mean, you have people that's in Hollywood that still have acting coaches. You
Oh
know,
yeah, you definitely got to keep your skills sharp. Yes.
yeah, yeah, and theater. Hit that stage.
Yes. Yeah, that
Yeah, I'm
stage.
man.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, hit that stage. So yeah, yeah. I think those once you hone in and you get that confidence. I would say this. I remember when I first got into the film industry, and I would see like Diesel, Camille. I would see King Wesley. I would see Murder Pain. I would really, really be nervous when I'm first coming to the game because these guys, I'm looking at these guys like, oh my God, they now if we in a scene together, I'm trying to tear your head off. I'm trying to,
Right,
you
right.
know what I mean? I'm
Hey,
trying to
girl,
like,
nothing
yeah,
personal. It's business. It's business.
yeah. And what's crazy is because they all gave me confidence to say, hey man, you one of those ones. And I'm like, I really appreciate that because I really look up to everybody. They do anything, even some guys or women that come in after me, I give them that talk. Like, man, I was right there where you were. And it was so crazy. When I spoke on the Moolah films, the acting class where I was nervous and stuff like that. Now I'm one of the guys, the actors that they call to critique the new people that's coming in. So it's like full circle. And so right before they do their audition that I had to do, I go talk to them and say, hey, man, I was right here where you guys are now. I know the nervousness that you're feeling. I know the anxiety. just take a deep breath and just look at me. I'm
Mhm.
a recipient of this. And when you look at me, you be like, man, you be in everything, man. You do this, man. I was right here where you guys were, where you guys are. So I'm telling you, and they really appreciate that.
Yeah,
You know,
and I know that you appreciate that as well because it keeps your skills on you
yeah,
constantly it's
yeah,
constantly pressure
yeah,
when you're coaching others. It's like
yeah.
you keeping your skills home. And
Hmm.
so let me ask you also, so when you say that you have this range,
Hmm.
you're able to play multiple characters. So
Hmm.
what is one of the roles you want to play that you haven't played yet?
I have two actually. One of my roles that I really been studying for, I've been doing, looking at the videos and going over his voice and trying to get it. I don't have it yet, so
Mhm.
I won't do any of the roles until I get his voice. But I want to play Mayor Coleman Young. I want to play Mayor Coleman Young. I feel like I have the chops to do it. Mayor Coleman Young, he didn't hold his tongue. He dressed to the nine. He wore those hats, and I feel that I can do it. That's my dream role. And then I would like to play a role that I haven't been attached to, and that's like a bipolar schizophrenic.
Mm,
I would like to
mm,
play that. I've seen that, close to the family, growing up, and I just want to do something that would have me go into a really, really, really study um, session with the character,
mm.
and yeah, really do research, because when you're doing, like, I played Deep. I played the movie Deep, and that was a bio about a guy named Robert Murphy, and that was his story. And he actually became assistant general manager of the Pistons. We went to school together. He always played basketball, was a coach and everything. So he got to assistant general manager of the Pistons, and he got hit with a sexual harassment case. So
Mm.
I played him. I had to cut my beard off and everything because he had no facial hair. Um, so when you're doing someone's bio, you have to really dig and learn their mannerisms and learn everything.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
sending you into the research. That takes that, because look at Jamie Foxx. You wasn't even looking at Jamie. You was looking at who he played. Oh my God, I'm sitting here tripping.
Right.
Right. That you didn't even see Jamie. You saw Ray Charles. You saw Ray Charles because he was able to be with him every day and learn his manner. He wore he had the I forgot what you call it, what they had his eyes
Yeah,
closed.
glue, I think glue
Yeah,
shut.
for a
Mhm.
portion of the day so he can get all that. So when you're doing someone like that, man, and if you look at some of the Oscars, you see it was people that played someone, you know. And it's just like that's those two there, because being the schizo and the bipolar, that's totally opposite of me. And so acting is being vulnerable. You have to let yourself be able to be vulnerable and take yourself out the character, because it's not about you, it's about the character. And then with the Mayor Coleman Young, that was just, man, Mayor Coleman Young was gangster. Mayor
Mhm.
Coleman Young, he wouldn't let the state get anything or have anything to do with the city. All that, man. And him and Bill Bonds used to go at it back in the day, and he would say what's on his mind. And he was just so fly, man. So I don't know why that story haven't been brought to life. I don't know. I haven't talked to anyone that's close to the family, but I
Mhm.
would really love to do that.
Oh, okay, and,
Yeah,
hopefully let's make that happen.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
make that happen, let's get some investors and people involved that be able to
absolutely.
bring that to life. I think that's what it
Yeah,
takes. Teamwork makes the dream work, people.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Now you mentioned your dream roles. So
Hmm.
who would, give me one person, because I know it's many people, but one person that you wanna work with, that's your dream person that you wanna, do a, project with?
And you mean independent, or you mean
Any any
anything?
project, any individual mainstream, like, who do you wanna work with? Who do you wanna, do, a project with?
Oh man, everybody's top of the list is this
Mhm.
Denzel. Denzel, man. Denzel is
Yeah,
just, and
yeah.
really, I would love to work with Denzel more so than just film, but theater.
Yes, yes.
Would love to, because he started. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think he started in theater with Othello. Think. but I know he done that at a young age, and then come full circle, he did Othello. I think last year he went back and he did Othello. And I think I want to say it was Candy Burris. I think she was a producer of Othello, and I heard it
Yeah.
was. I didn't get a chance to see it,
Mhm.
but I would love to work with Denzel. And it's another actor, man, that don't get the accolades, but he is a phenomenal actor, and that's I want to say his name is Jeffrey Wright.
Oh yeah,
Jeffrey
yeah.
Wright is a phenomenal
Yeah.
actor, man, and he stays up under the radar. But this guy played Malcolm X. This guy played, I think he played Martin Luther King, and this guy played um, a Latino guy. This guy played.
Mhm.
He has so many facets to his career. I would
Yes.
love to work with
Brilliant.
him. Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely. But I
Brilliant.
have so many more. But
Yeah.
Denzel is that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy. He's that
He's
one.
that guy, man. Yeah.
So let me get back because I want to kind of get more into how your art imitates life in the sense of I know you mentioned about how you're able to maintain your
hmm
blended family and how you're
hmm
able to get along with your ex-wife so well
hmm
and and you being present in your children's lives. So can you tell me? I know you touched on it about accountability, but
hmm
can you tell me out of all of the well, can you pick like one movie, one movie in
hmm
particular that a role that you played that resonated with you in real life that put you in a position to be like, okay, I know, like got to accept accountability. I got to understand the part that I played in my divorce and what did I learn from that experience to help me along if I want to find true love again. If you do want to find love again.
Well, it hasn't come out yet. We just finished it. Again with Tanja, the shoe lady, and I
Yeah,
think she tapped into that as far as me playing this role because she knew I would bring the emotion out.
which
And
role? Which
it's a movie coming out called Don't Play in My
okay,
Face.
don't play my face. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that has
Okay,
just been greenlit for a Tubi original, but it's not coming out
nice.
in February.
But
So
really next year?
yeah, next year. Yeah, it's not coming out to February. But when I tell you it's an emotional roller coaster, my counterpart, man, which is Crystal, I said, which is Crystal Monique.
Shout out
And
to
yeah,
Tony.
yeah, man, that's we got so many projects coming out. And
Yeah.
we have I coined the term or the name. We are the Lawrence Fishburne and the Angela Bassett of
Ah,
the independent film. Yeah, because
okay,
we got
okay. I like
that's my
that.
girl, man. I mean,
I
you go to H Block, she play Missy, I play Deck. We got a movie coming out with Lisa Brown called Secret Enemies. We just did Woman to Woman. We got Don't
yeah.
Play in My Face. We have so many other projects, man. And I talk to her all the time, man. That's my girl. So I would say Don't Play in My Face because I had to bring that raw emotion. And what's so crazy is one of the scenes I went so deep into it that with the emotion that when they yelled cut, the Rocky was producer. He was crying. He was
Mm,
crying. He came, he was like, man, that's how you bring the emotion. He had tears coming down his face, man. And it took me a minute to come out of it. Actually, no, it took me more than a minute.
how do you come out of it? That's a good
It
segue.
took me a couple days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how do you come out of it? What is that process like for you?
Well, the day I wrapped, that emotional day happened on a Wednesday. The day I wrapped, I wrapped on a Friday, and I went to see Ty Tribbett, the
Mm,
concert. And then that next day, I was getting my beard cut, and I had a friend of mine who, um, he was playing, he was playing music while we got a beard cut. So I asked him to put on, one of my favorite by Ty Tribbett is Only One Night. And when he played it, man, I got emotional. And I'm like, I'm not out of this. I'm not out of it. And it's been 3 days,
wow.
So I'm like, I'm still in it. And so that's the longest that it's taken me because I haven't gone that deep into an emotional theme, So that was about 3 days, and the people that played bio, like either Jamie, it took him months. Will Smith playing Ali and others, it took him
Yes,
months to come out of
yes,
that.
yes.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was the longest, about 3 days.
So okay, so going back to how did that resonate with your personal life? Like I mentioned
Um,
about your accountability and what you
Yeah,
learned from that
yeah,
experience with divorce, and what have you learned, or what's to improve on to find love again? How do you
yeah.
how,
Well, it was so close to my because like I said, it was close to my divorce and the things that happened in my divorce. Um, that's why I think that Tanja is she's so smart, man, and she's such a writer that
yes,
she can ask you a question and you would talk about it and she's calculating in her mind and she'll make a script out of it. So I think that, she and I had some talks about um my divorce. I went into a couple things with her, not the whole thing. And I just think that, when she was writing Don't Play in My Face, she had me in mind, and some of the things that took place um, actually took place in the movie. So that was the connection. It was like, you know what? This particular role, I'm gonna kill it because I'm already here emotionally,
right,
and
yeah,
so that's why she came to me. Because I brought that raw emotion. I feel like, I could be wrong. Now I don't want to speak for Tanja, but I feel like she knew because even when Melissa, which is a great friend of Tanja, I was her. Oh man, they were so close. And I called times and I would cry, man, and like I miss her, and she would, and then so she knew I would bring that emotion part. So to answer your question, um, things that happen in my marriage is relatable to what happened in Don't Play in My Face.
got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, and so and so what I mean, if you choose to share,
Mhm.
what were some of those things like that really hit home?
Just alcohol, infidelity. I don't mind, like, some people don't want to talk about. Listen, it's so many people that there's so many people that going through or scared to talk about or scared to take accountability, of things that they done. Man, I don't have a problem with it because that ultimately led to my growth.
Mm,
It led to my growth, man. And we started out young, and I never made the transition I need to be as a grown man, as a husband, because I didn't lead with God. I led with
mm,
selfishness.
yes,
I led with selfishness, the attention that I was trying to get, the wrong attention. You got to be careful who you get attention from and hugs from, and who you sleep with, because
yeah,
everybody's soul is not pure. Everybody's
tell me
soul,
about it. Ooh,
so you connecting yourself
yes,
with demons. You connecting yourself with
yes,
people that have a lot of stuff going on, man, and you bringing that to your household and everything.
mhm,
So I tell anybody now, even some of my close friends, I say, listen, man, if you're not 100% with your marriage, if you don't have God first in your home and in your life and in your body to lead your home, um, then it's going to be a hard do. And if you're not 100% with your wife, man, either let it go, or get a divorce, or move on, but don't do that. Don't the infidelity and the drinking and all that type of stuff. Man, don't do that, because I can say that um, my situation was a good situation, but for me, I didn't do it right.
and it
I
wasn't
didn't.
quick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
thank you for transparency.
yeah,
Stevie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my growth. That's my growth. And I had good friends around that helped me through. A good friend of mine, Angie. Angie Sanders, she's spiritual. Her family is so spiritual, man. They pray at a drop of a dime. If you got a hangnail, they gonna all pray for you. She's a really good friend of mine, man, and she helped out. It was just so many people that helped me out, and that knew that you just make bad choices. You're not a bad person. You just made bad choices, and you still have time to correct it. I mean, you have time, but you don't have time. I'm just saying, like, you don't think
I
that's the
get it.
end all be
Right,
all. You
right.
know, you can correct yourself, and you can change. You can't rewrite history, but you can
Right.
write your future.
Exactly. And
You
we all
know,
have moments, we have to, and Stevie, what you mean? What about Bubs? Stevie, elaborate on that for me, please.
yeah.
Yes. But yeah, but I think that we all need, those people, experience is the best teacher,
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
like I said, accountability comes with change behavior because
Yeah,
without change behavior, then it becomes manipulation, and then you're going through the same cycle over and over again.
yeah.
And yeah, but so I thank you for being transparent about
Oh yeah,
that and holding
oh
yourself
yeah,
accountable. So that's very important. So
yeah.
now, so you I mean, you dropped a lot of gems here, so I really appreciate that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I hope that we're able to come back on, like whether it's for another project or whatever other
Hmm.
topic that we could discuss. I really hope that you make another visit here on this platform. I really,
Oh, absolutely, man. I
you know,
really, really and enjoyed this, man. And you really tapped in. You caught me off guard with the baby picture. I'm like, wow, that's crazy because
good, good.
I actually, like I said, I actually got a chance to talk to him. My birthday, past birthday, and
Uh,
that was good. That was
Yeah,
good.
but also, Quentin, I just also wanted to, before I forget, with all that you're doing and what you're doing so far, and I really want people to really appreciate the work that you're putting in, even though you said later in the game, but it doesn't have to stop at acting. I mean, the fact that you're well versed in so many other things. So I just want to make sure I gave you your flowers, you
Oh
know.
man, I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
so make
Yeah,
sure that you know that you're well appreciated and it's well deserved.
yeah,
So that's the
I
least I
appreciate
can do.
that.
You know,
Thank
but
you
I'm gonna
so
have a
much.
little fun with you though. I'm gonna have a little fun with you. Don't wait a minute, sit there. Don't go
Okay,
nowhere. I'm gonna have a little fun with you.
okay,
So I just want to just do a little bit of this or that.
okay.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
Yeah, so this or that, Quentin. This is a little game I like to play with people, and is
Okay.
I'm gonna come up with just random stuff. It don't have to be in any particular thing, particular subject. You can't, but you have to choose one or the other. You can't plead the fifth. You can't say both. It's one or
Okay.
the other. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, scripts or street legal.
Woo. Um. Oh, I would say street legal. Street
Okay.
legal. Yeah.
Okay. And for those that are familiar, please make sure you go on Tubi. Those are two series that Quentin is
Yes.
um part of. So please make sure you check those out. Because he has so many other things. Just check it out. Just go on Tubi, type in Quentin Sharpe, and you see all of his
Yeah.
all of the stuff there. Yeah. So alrighty. So, and I'm gonna get you on this one. Um, Richard Pryor or George Carlin.
I gotta go. Oh, ooh, man, those are two man legends. I had to go Rich. I had to go to Rich Brian, and that's because I used to sneak his listen to his records back in the day.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sanford and Son or Chico and the Man?
Sanford and Son.
Did
All
you
day.
did you,
Yeah.
are you being biased?
No, Sanford and Son, man, that was my
Are
show.
you
I,
being
I
biased?
watch that. I watch that right now all day long. It'll be at Sanford and Son marathon. I sit here and watch it all day.
Okay, okay. Since you with AAA, Honda or Toyota?
You know what? I'm a GM man. I want to say neither, but you say Honda or Toyota? I would go Toyota because my mother had a Toyota Camry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't know if you tried these or not. Shepherd's pie or chicken pot pie?
I would go chicken pot pie.
Did you ever have shepherd's pie? You know what?
No, I never had shepherd's
Oh,
pie.
see, that's oh, see, I gotta change it now. See, the shepherd's pie is like a casserole layer thing where they lay a mashed potatoes,
Oh, okay.
ground beef or ground turkey, and then it has
Yeah.
like mixed vegetables. Yeah, layer.
Okay. Yeah, I do chicken pot pie.
But no, I gotta change it now. See, that don't count because you never had shepherd's pie, so that doesn't count. All right. So, um, grape or red? I asked this other last time with someone. I'm gonna ask you, grape or red?
Grape or red, what, like Fago or jelly?
Oh gosh! Oh my God! You don't know about Kool-Aid?
Oh, yo, Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid!
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But you know what? Yeah,
Kool-Aid!
but you just said grape or red, so I'm like, I used to drink
Yeah!
red or grape Fago pop. I used to say red or grape jelly. So red or grape Kool-Aid. Oh, grape all day long. Grape.
You like
Yeah,
grape?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you different. Oh, so
Grape.
listen,
I'll mix it with lemonade, the lemon.
because the
Grape.
people I ask, they go with red, and
No,
red
no, give me grape.
red. And for people in the audience, red it could be strawberry, cherry, raspberry, it could be anything.
Yeah, yeah,
Grape
no,
is
give me
grape.
grape.
Grape is
Ooh, oh, yeah, grape all day.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of let me see. Oh, Outkast or Goody Mob?
Oh man, you talking about the same people? Um, I
Not
got
really.
Outcast because Outcast catalog is bigger, so I got to go with Outcast.
We don't go by that.
But I'm a fan of Goody Mob, man. I was listening to the Soul Food the other day, but yeah, I go with Outcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, Tiana Taylor or Khalees?
Well, man, I probably do. You know what? I'm such a Nas fan. I'm just not gonna say Khalees because he was married to Nas. You know what I'm saying? Nas, my guy. You know what I'm saying? So no, man, that's kind of. I have more. I would say with Tiana Taylor because I saw her in concert.
She's a beast.
She's
Yeah.
a beast. I mean, her body, she can dance and all that. But I do like Khalees
Khalees,
and
I
the
love
route the way
her.
she's taking now. She's just
Yes,
natural.
yes.
She's a healer. She's
My
over there
father
at
used to listen to
Honduras,
this. Yes.
and it's like, man, damn, so I gotta
I love
pick,
her.
man. Give me Khalees. Give me Khalees.
Yeah, give me Khalees too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love me some. Yeah, because I mean, say what you want about her. I think she's very much underrated as an
Her
artist.
skin is just so beautiful
Yes,
over there. My
beautiful. She
goodness.
is beautiful,
Yeah,
right?
give me
She's
Khalees.
beautiful. Yeah, right. Look at you and your feelings about Khalees. Look at you.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, so Smokey Robinson or Stevie Wonder?
Man, that's huge right there because
Hmm.
Smokey wrote a lot of those Motown hits.
Hmm.
And I don't know if he wrote anything for Stevie. I'm not sure, but I know he wrote a lot of big hits, man. And then Stevie, I listen to more of Stevie than Smokey. I'm gonna go Stevie.
Okay.
I'm going Stevie. Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Okay. Robin Thicke or October London?
October London.
Uh,
I'm a huge October. I just went and saw October London a couple months ago, but
oh,
I'm
you
a
saw
huge
him?
October London. Yeah, I'm a huge October
Oh,
London fan. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Hey, man, he smokes cigars too. I'm a cigar smoker, so
Oh.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You look like a cigar smoker though. You look like you like
Yeah,
a
I'm only
cigar.
I'm only about maybe 7 years in. But yeah, I'm not a. I have friends that smoke. Matter of fact, someone just texted me now, like, "What we doing? What we smoking at?" They smoke every day. I smoke maybe three, maybe four cigars a month, but I definitely may do three a month. So I'm not a real big smoker, but I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes. I just smoke cigars.
Mm.
Now
Yeah.
I used to smoke weed heavy. Now I mean, talking about woo. But I
Really?
use it,
I'm glad you
man. So,
stopped. Yeah,
and
I'm
I,
glad you
yeah. I mean, I did every now and then I might treat myself, but for the most part, it's been so many years. But a good cigar, man, is like stress reliever. You have a nice. I haven't drank liquor in 15 months.
stopped.
But if I do, like if I smoke a really expensive cigar, I might have some scotch because
Okay.
it
Right.
opens up your palate. They
Mhm.
complement each other. So yeah.
So, I don't know if you work with this person or not, but Chanja, Shoe Lady Ayers, or Silk White?
I had to say Tanja all day. I haven't got a chance to work with Silk White.
Okay, never
But
mind then. All
okay.
right, I gotta change it now. See, but
Yeah.
please collaborate with him. As I think
Okay.
you. I mean, yeah, because I mean, I call him the Mero Van Peebles of urban film. That's what I call
Okay.
him. Yeah, and
I
I
sure
did.
will
Yeah,
because I've been
yes,
wanting to work out of town. I haven't done anything out of town.
yeah,
No work
yeah,
anything.
I did an interview with him recently as well. So yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
check on Silk
Yeah.
White.
It's
Oh,
kind of hard. It's kind of hard to beat Tanja with anybody. I
I
mean,
know, right? Because you work for her so much.
that,
Yeah, I
that's
work.
that's
I
my
just
that's
say
my dog. We for
I'm
life.
so messy. I'm so messy. Oh, no, but listen to this one right here. Nelson J. Davis or Lamaster Spratlin?
Oh, Lee Master, my brother. That's my
Lee
brother.
Master.
Like he was in my first place, so I gotta say
Oh, he
him.
was. Oh,
Yeah, he
okay,
was in he was
okay.
in Let It Burn when I was telling you about 2014. Yeah,
Oh,
that's my
really?
brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
this. Lamaster, I want you here. I've contacted you. I want you here.
Wow, man. Let me reach out to the master so he
Yeah,
can
you
hear.
know,
Yeah, let
please,
me
please
let me
do.
holler at him, man.
He's one of my top favorites, and I wish I pulled up the my interview what I did with DC Chambers. I don't know if
Okay,
you're familiar with him or not, but he was one of my top five favorite actors. It was Master Spratlin, DeJuan Ford,
my brother.
um, Dustin Davis,
Yes,
and
sir.
then it was a tie between Kamal Smith and Kamel Hassan.
I know why you like Nelson Davis.
Why?
I
Why? Why? Because it's sexy.
I don't think he have a movie where he don't have his shirt on.
All right. Oh yeah, it's a sex scene, right? Because he's uninhibited. Like Milton J. Davis would just go all out. Like
Yeah,
he just
we
raw
did
with it.
we did Homeboy, a movie called
Oh, that's
Homeboy.
oh, I
That's
remember
the other time.
Homeboy. That's the
Yeah,
old
yeah,
one. That's the old
yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to Nelson J. Davis. I interviewed
That's
with
my
him as
guy,
well.
man.
Yeah, check out that interview as well. I really enjoyed my interview with Nelson J. Davis.
Yeah,
God, I really wish I was able to get that script with you. Oh gosh, we got to come back for that.
I will. I definitely
Yes,
will. I definitely will.
we gotta do that. But yeah, so God, you made me lose my and I'm gonna be messy with this one too. Sable Point or Woman to Woman?
See, I'm about to get me in trouble because Liz Fox, that's my baby. That's man. I love
I
Liz
gotta
Fox, and
get
she's the writer, producer, and director of Stable Point. But
shout out to Elizabeth Fox.
I have to go woman to woman. Um, that's a Tubi original. It got over 87 million
Yes,
views.
so like,
And
congrats to all of you on
uh,
that one.
yeah, but that's no slight to Sable Point. I love Sable Point,
Yes,
and that was supposed to be a series actually. And
yes, I heard. What's going on with that? Oh,
yeah, she put it
yeah.
to a movie.
Before you get to that, let me applaud you for a job well done with this game, by the way.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah,
All right, now go ahead.
yeah.
What you were saying about that? Stable Point.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a series, but she combined everything to a movie. And I guess she's going to do a part two as well for Sable Point. But yeah, ooh, that's a tough one. But
Yeah, I
I
know. I
would,
know.
and I know Liz. She see this, she gonna be like, oh no, but she loves Tanja too,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
they both respect each other. So I would definitely go woman to woman.
Yeah, shout out to Elizabeth Fox. I called you too. I contacted you too, Elizabeth.
I
Come
may
on
see
now,
Liz
Elizabeth.
today. I think I'm gonna see Liz
Yeah.
today because it's a premiere tonight for
Oh,
Ivy,
good.
which is done by Mulan Films. So the
Okay.
premiere day. So I'll see Liz today, and I'll definitely let her know.
Thank you so much. But yeah. So these are two final questions before you go. Quentin, and these are questions I love to ask, and I love the responses. So Quentin, so if you had the opportunity to have only 5 people at the CDA table, dead or alive, who would they be and why? And give me the why for each person.
Uh, hmm, Nas, and I'm a huge Nas fan, man. Nas is just lyrical because, like I say, me and my partner have been we rapping for years. We still exercise it to this day. I mean, we are hip hop. That's what we grew up in. And Nas was the guy for me. First, it was Rakim, then it was Nas.
Mm,
But the way Nas moved, man, Nas just making so many big investments, and the way he's dedicated to the game, and the way he changed hip hop. So I would definitely say Nas. I've been out of town several times to see Nas, man. I'm a huge Nas fan.
nice.
Um, now is this just anyone, not in the entertainment business?
Anyone.
Um, hmm. I would dead or alive. That's a really tough because that's so
Oh,
broad.
because it could change tomorrow. Like I said, it's just for today.
Yeah, because my top five hip hop always change. It always changed, but it beats some of the. But anyway, um, I would mm, mm, mm. So Nas would be one. I would sit down with let me get to entertainment out first. So I would sit down with
But only 5 now. Only 5,
right,
Quentin.
right. I would sit down with Denzel Washington because I want to elevate in my craft, and I know he will coach me. He will give me the tools that I need. Um, Number three would be, let me see anybody that's gone. Uh, I would want to sit down with. Man, that is a tough one. I never had anyone ask me that.
Good.
Um, mm, you know what? I would actually sit down with my father. I would sit down with him and really get in depth into the
Mhm.
conversation, to let him know what I know about what happened, you know, between my mother and him. So to get his perspective, because I he didn't my mother didn't even know I knew until we had a
Mhm.
talk. So I would love to talk to him to let him know that I know about what went on, and he can give me his perspective. So I would want to sit down and have a talk with him. So that's three. My grandmother. Um, can I s- can I split the two? No. Why I have to put both my grandmothers in. My grandmother's my mother's mother. I have moments when, like the other day, when it's rainy outside, man, she used to take me on a bus. She used to get her money. She used to get her money every month, man, and she never drove. But once she got her money, man, you couldn't hold her back. She was grabbing me. I was 4 or 5 years old, and she used to take me downtown. We used to ride the bus. She used to take me to go to the movies. She had one of these little cups. I guess they call it accordion cups. They were flat, and then she would shake it, and it would get real long. And she'll buy
Oh, yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah,
She'll
that's
she'll buy one pop and split it with me, and we'll sit there and we'll watch movies and she'll take me to Kresge's and Woolworths.
oh,
We'll go eat. So
oh,
she was that I was her road dog. So I
wow.
would, yeah, yeah. And then I would talk to my grandmother. She recently passed, what's it been about 3 years now? It's been about 3 years. She was 103 and a half,
Ooh,
and she passed
amazing.
away. And
Wow.
I don't know if the story has been confirmed, but this is what we were assuming, that she was cooking and she would like to smoke her cigarette. She'd take two puffs, and
Mm,
the flames from the cigarette hit her gown. Mm.
mm. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Mm.
she burned up. She burned up in the house, and my aunt ran downstairs to try to put her out, and she grabbed her, and she had to run out the house because she got third-degree burns and
Oh
smoke
my God.
inhalation. And she was in the hospital for about maybe about 2 3 months,
Mm,
and she hadn't recovered from that. So I mean, she's physically better, but mentally, and they asked me that I want to go in there and see my grandma. I just couldn't do it.
of
So
course, yeah. Yeah.
my cousin who called me, as a matter of fact, that day I was on my way to film with Moolah Films, and my cousin called me, and he was hollering, screaming, and told my cousin Eugene. He told me, I didn't know, I didn't understand what he's saying, so I just went right over there, and man, that's what it was. So he went in there
Uh,
and saw her. He cleaned the house out and everything. I couldn't do it.
of
I couldn't
course.
do it. So I would sit down with her, and I would ask her all the questions that I thought that I didn't have time for.
Mm,
Me doing parties, me doing this, me acting, me hanging out, me working, this that, and the other. I didn't sit down with her and get to ask her the questions that I wanted to ask her. Um, you know, I asked her one time though, I said, "What is the most interesting thing that you ever seen?" She was like, "The phone." She's like, "The phone." She was like, "I saw the phone." She's like, "I saw everything." She 103 and a half years old.
mm.
She had no ailments. She just had old age, her back and stuff like that. And, she walked around with her walker and everything. And Mary E. Reeves, yeah, she was jazzy. She didn't eat leftovers, until later
Oh,
on in her life, then she say, "Hey, give me my Popeyes." I ain't her favorite thing she would say, and she had been saying that for over 30 plus years. "I ain't got but a weekend left.
oh,
Let
okay.
me get my Popeyes. I ain't got but a weekend left." And she bowled till she was 90 plus, and she was a jazz
Vibrant,
person,
very
man.
vibrant.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. So I would definitely sit down and
that's
talk with them too, man.
beautiful. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. She was everything. And then my mom's mom, I was closer to her because I stayed with her. And to this day, man, me and my cousin, I just went and had lunch with my cousin, and we haven't hung out we haven't hung out ever, but we were growing up with my grandmother, my mother's mother, and she made sure I don't care how hot it was, you had to have some socks on, you had to have a sweatshirt on if you go outside. And to this day, I wear socks. I don't care if it's 1,000 degrees. I have on socks. And so I had a reach out to my cousin so we can have lunch. We had lunch. I say, "You still wear socks?" Her name is Siobhan, and she was like, "Yes." Say, man, our grandmother messed us up. Yeah, so that's my five. My five was
That is too cute.
yeah, yeah. That's my
Like,
five.
you're still wearing socks. That is so cute.
My somewhere socks. I cannot if I don't have any socks on. I just my whole everything is off. My balance is off.
Off. Yeah,
That's
it's
my socks.
off.
Yeah,
That's I love that. I love that answer. I love those
yeah.
responses. But so now this question I take from the late James Lipton from Inside the Actor Studio.
Mhm.
So Quentin Sharpe, when you enter into the pearly gates, what would you want God to say?
Oh man, you coming with some questions. Woo. Um, job well done.
I get that a lot.
Job well done. I mean, at the end of the day, you never gave up. Despite the everything that was thrown your way, you never gave up on me. You always prayed, you always, and I believed you, and that's why you're here. That's why you're here coming through the pearly gates and everything. So I just want to say, job well done, man. And you know, yeah, yeah. I mean, when I look at it now, things happen for a reason.
Mhm.
You never go into a marriage to get divorced.
No, no. Not
You go in
not
there.
normally. No, normally. No.
Yeah, you go in there being the happiest person, this, that, and the other man. And I had a friend of mine who's just went through a divorce like recently, the last few days, and I told him that I'm proud of you because a divorce is like a death, and
Yes.
especially when you were the cause, and you have to get past guilt. And once you get past the guilt, to know that you cannot change what happened in the past, but do not let that hold you from changing your future. You have to have growth. And the one thing that when you start growing is the accountability and just understanding, um, you did what you did, but it's not the end.
Mm.
It's not the end. Every day God open your eyes, you have another chance to correct it.
Amen. Amen.
And you really have to believe that because men hold pain in, and to get men to express themselves, man, that is a hard thing to do. When I talked about my divorce on my podcast, I broke down a little bit, and I didn't know that I touched so many people with the transparency. And I had people that I didn't know inboxing me, and I'm talking guys, even women, but more so guys inboxing me and wanting to talk to me, and they were crying on the phone like a baby.
Wow.
And I didn't know. I said, man, you don't know who is going through some of the same things or even worse. But once someone, not even saying they may look up to, but someone they may follow, or once you see someone else being transparent and you say, hey, man, there's somebody going through what I'm going through, I can talk to this person. Let me reach out.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So what made you go back there, Quentin? Because I know it must have been something that resonated you. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a prophetess or anything, but
Mhm.
it must have been a reason why you went back to the divorce thing. What took you back there?
Um, because that was a real, I mean, when you're going through a divorce and you cause a divorce, it's just not your wife. It's not your kids. But for me, it was my family. Me and my mother, we stopped communication. Me and my uncle, we haven't gotten back to that place that we were in. So, um, out of everything I've done, I'm talking, man, stupid stuff that I've done. My divorce is the worst thing by far because it affected so many people.
Mm.
Affected so many people, and by me being transparent, I know that could help someone out. I know it can. I just want to let people know, like, hey, man, listen, if you're not happy, then either figure it out or go your separate ways. Don't be in a situation in a marriage and you're causing more harm and more, just and you got kids watching. That's the thing about us adults, man. We think kids don't watch, man. Kids see everything.
Oh, yes, they know. Oh,
They see
absolutely.
everything. And so that's something that's, even though it's been 5 years, I'm still, still healing. I haven't healed totally. I'm still
Of
healing.
course. Of course. And I'm
And
glad you are.
yeah, and the fact that I had a good wife. The fact that I had a good wife. I had a good person. And, she didn't deserve nobody, not just her, nobody deserved to be the trust broken and lied to and things of that nature. Um, you go into a marriage feeling like this is the person I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm
You
sure she
know?
expected that too. So let me ask you real
Uh-huh.
quickly, because because I know it's hard for you to revisit this, but and I know that y'all had conversations. Obviously, I
Yeah.
had closure on this. But what would
Yeah.
you say to her right now? Because I'm saying you talking about it. Like I said, you still going through the healing process, and this is
Yeah.
good for you because it's a form of release, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
can you quickly while you're on here right now, what would you say to her right now?
Well, you know what? The things that I'm saying, we talk about the things that I'm saying to you now. We
What you
discuss.
say? What you say it anyway?
Yeah, I mean, so what I just said, we discussed. I told her, I said, man, you didn't deserve that, and I wish you well. I wish you happiness because maybe it wasn't me that brought out the good things that are in you. Because of my actions, I brought out a defense. I brought out a angry. I brought out this. So maybe someone that you'll meet that and both of us. Just because it didn't work out. See, people, in some situations. That I know, divorce, they turn to enemies. They hate each other. They don't want to stand. I can't
Right.
stand this
Yeah.
person. I can't. And that wasn't the case. Like, I really give her big ups because in all the things that she endured, she still is able to be friends with me.
And that's
And
wonderful.
that's good for the kids because that's the number one thing is the kids. You know what I mean? So we both moving on, but you don't want to have hatred nowhere and kids feeling like, okay, I don't want to talk about dad to mom and vice versa because we still, I mean, our daughters graduate or prom or this, that, and other. And like I say, we don't stay far from each other. So when I'm having some over here, she come by,
Nice.
we say we can we're we are parents and we make sure we keep this thing going. Like she's the engine. She makes this thing run. You know, it's Q. Hey Q, the girls. You talk to the girls. Yeah, I talk to them every day. Did they tell you no? What's wrong? They need this. Okay. Let's go. What we doing? But because they live with her. You know, but they have access here to my home.
Of
They all
course.
have
Of course.
keys. Um, and we're very involved, very involved. So we didn't let that hinder us. We didn't let the divorce hinder us as far as with the kids. No, we're very, very, very involved. So I mean, it's things that I tell her all the time. I'm like, hey man, you don't change anything. You just got to learn to trust again because you can be cool with like it doesn't have to do with divorce. You can be friends with someone and for 30 plus years or whatever it is, and all those years you're building up trust at 30 years. But when you do something to break that trust, it's hard to get that 100% back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's hard to get that 100, even with friendship. And
Yes.
sometimes you
Especially
have to accept the fact that
um,
this is the end of that, and you
yes.
just have to move on.
You have to be
You
okay
know,
with that. Absolutely. I agree with
yeah,
that heartedly.
yeah.
So I
So,
agree. Yeah. So I thank you so
mm,
much for sharing that because a lot of times it's so hard to especially for men
yeah,
to express
yeah,
and they're to be vulnerable in this way. So I really appreciate you sharing that with me and
yeah.
just being vulnerable with me. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I leave a safe space for that. That's what I want for my platform. I'm gonna leave a safe space
yeah.
for that. So I'm glad you was able to
Oh
use
yeah.
that. So
I
I
When
appreciate.
anybody asks about that, I don't shy away from it. I let it be known because at the end of the day, you can help someone. You can always help someone, man. And I definitely want to get married. I'm going to get married again for sure. I want to do it right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Absolutely. Because I mean, because like I said, you already have, you have the tools already because you're going through the
yeah,
healing process. So You have the tools already. So I think you put in the work. You put in the work. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
and I think that's very commendable. So any final words overall?
No, I just say, as far as the acting, anyone that's interested in doing it, just in life, period, man, just be serious about it. I'm really, 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 really serious about acting. I don't say this acting thing. I don't say this is my career, and eventually, with God willing, I'll be able to leave General Motors, and I can do this full time.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I really want to go to the next level with this.
And I
So
think
say anybody, I can say the consistency, hard work, sacrifice, man, and don't worry about, sacrifice later so you can reap the benefits. Sacrifice early so you can reap the benefits later. It's a quote that Denzel Washington says. I cannot think of it off the top of my head, but it's so intricate into what just life, period. He said something about, you go through your 20s, you sacrifice in your 20s so you can position yourself in your 30s so you can reap the benefits in your 40s or something like that. I know I'm paraphrasing, but
right. But
yeah,
I get
it's to that nature.
yeah, I get the
Yeah,
gist.
yeah.
But yeah, but Quentin, I mean, I really appreciate your time
I
with us. I
appreciate
mean,
this, man. This is
yes,
this is
yes.
wonderful.
Oh, good. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad
Yeah,
you think so.
you know what? And it's so much because you went beyond the acting and you caught me off guard a couple times. Got me emotion over here and
Yeah,
everything, but I
I
don't
love
mind
it.
it. I don't mind it at all, man. It's just, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a Scorpio, so
Ah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't mind it, man. I'm just speaking my truth.
yes, and the truth was well received from you, and I thank you so
Uh,
much, and I hope to see you back here again, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Quentin
Absolutely.
Sharpe, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. God bless you.
All right.
All right, that's Quentin Sharpe, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that you received because there was so much that he gave to you. He threw so much at y'all, so I hope you was able to catch it, and I hope that he was able to just learn from just him, being able to maintain a blended family and being using his faith and his ability to heal. Remember, he was emphasizing the healing process and how he has his regrets on how his marriage ended and how he's able to take full ownership on. And that took some time, and it's still taking some time. It's still taking some growth. And so I really commend him for being transparent and being vulnerable enough to share his personal life with us, as well as how he was able to excel in all the different fields that he's been in, and especially with the acting. And please make sure you check out his movies on Tubi. You just like I said before, search his name, do a search on his name, and you see all his movies, all the projects he's done. Um, his information, social media is going to be in the description box as well. So I really am glad that I to see all of the people that came in into the live today in real time. Those who were in the bushes lurking, those who will catch the replay. I thank you for your support nonetheless, and just kind of do what AT2 would say.
Make sure you subscribe today because you gonna have to pay. I don't know what, but you gonna have to pay. Hey, 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 break it down, break it down.
Have a good one.